Going?
Let's go. Well, welcome back, Mike.
We're here out in the beautiful woods of Fadago Island.
Yeah, workshop in the woods. What's happening today? We just got done with an awesome sea trial. Our viewers saw that, like, could not ask for anything better.
She ran great. Pitch on that prop was perfect. I'm very pleased with that. Beta and Fred from Maxi Prop, they both consulted and they were spot on. So thank you.
Yeah, big shout out to them.
Motor ran well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem is we couldn't hoist a sail. It felt weird being on the water without being able to go sailing.
I know, it was a motorboat. It still is until we get this mast back on the boat, and we're making progress for that. Yeah,
that's this week's video. We're going to get the boom out of the shop, get it ready to go. We're gonna get the mast ready to go. You got a few little details yet?
A few little details. We got a masthead light that needs to be repaired.
Okay.
And we got to put the collar on.
Yes, the new
collar.
Nice.
Which, yes.
Very nice. We got to do the tide sail track, which we're gonna do today. That's good. You'll see that.
We're heating it up right now.
Bacon in the oven.
I'm not sure if I should take it out of the box or not. I can't remember if I let it out of the box or we just took it out of the box, but...
Tech tip 1, what do the instructions say?
Says tide sail track. Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be like one of those, Jack in the Box things. You cut the package off and it springs everywhere.
But the first one I put on, if I remember correctly, I think we did take it out of the box and just one person guided it on and the other person kind of just made it spin as we fed the track.
You got a brand new VHF antenna, existing cable, it was working fine. We're gonna test that, just like Tech Tip, whatever number it is. Testing VHF antenna, I brought out the bird watt meter, so we'll do that. And then we'll probably just rally some Skallywags because it's heavy.
It's heavy.
It's more than two of us. So we'll get it ready today, next 2 days. Get a couple students. We'll load her on the trailer again and do the reverse process. Maybe
take her downtown.
Downtown.
Yeah.
Maybe end of the week we'll put it on.
I hope so. Yep. That gives me about 3 weeks left and we're taking off north. So
perfect.
Sounds good.
All right, let's test that VHF antenna.
You're the expert on that.
Okay. So first thing we did is we used one of these gold-plated solderless connections for testing out here. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's in 6.8. So we use a solderless connection. It's faster, but if you don't know how to properly do a solder job, these are a better way to go anyways, but especially for temporary testing. So we just spun this solderless on. We're gonna go to the weather station here. I wanna know if we pick up weather. I doubt. Hold on.
Afternoon through Tuesday morning. Today,
well, I'll be laying sideways on the porch. Get weather.
In the afternoon. Wind waves 2 feet or less, building to 2 to 4 feet in the afternoon. 2 to 4
footers, good. All right, so now we're gonna go to an off frequency. We'll go to 6.8. Okay, so now, Mike, give me just a quick tap. I want to see I'm on forward power here. So just give me a brief one in case something isn't hooked up right. Now on the little push to talk, just a brief one. Okay, it looks like it's working. So go ahead and hit her and hold. Look at that, over 20 watts out. Perfect, okay, let off. We're gonna test reflected. See, if you got a bad cable, a bunch of it bounces back and that's no good. So hit that again. Oh, perfect,
there is
like
no
zero.
Bounce back.
No bounce back. Yeah. I give this thing the thumbs up. You can put her back on the boat. I mean, I have to fix the light, but the VHF cable, when we thread it back through the boat, it's gonna work perfectly.
That's good, yeah.
Good to know. Got to do your checks.
While we had the battery on the deck for testing the VHF antenna, always a good idea to check your navigational lights. So I popped up there, and sure enough, the anchor light was illuminating, working perfect. So check.
Well, here's a split ring instead of a half moon, which was here before in the beginning. I should probably go get that half moon.
This is stronger and better.
Yeah, yeah. And it's got 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. The half moon only had 4. So
you got a couple extra places to attach
well, on the outboard side,
hardware, yeah,
on the outboard side, I had 2 shivs or 2 blocks
that were doubled.
that were doubled up, pulling on that puppy. And then you can see the halyard block to lead it aft is built right into it, where the other was a
secondary piece, kind of.
yeah. We can see that right here, where this fitted on the side. It had a fairing block
Right,
attached to it. Yeah.
But still, that's where it went. No, this is
Yeah.
going to be a much better setup. Keep
Yeah.
things from being doubled up, plus incorporating that halyard line. Nice.
Well, the next part of this project went really easy. Mike actually read the instructions, but we got the Tides sail track just started out of the box, and of course it just runs up into on top of the existing external sail track. And it's one of those jobs that's a whole lot easier with 2 people for sure, to hold it and get it to start to unroll and feed it on up. And then and Mike had already cleaned everything, and I think he put a little bit of lubrication on there, but we got it slid into place. Once it got to the top, I needed to get out on the end and give it a little extra pull with a piece of rope. And that would normally be done with the halyard and a pullback line if the mast was installed, but since it was laying flat, it was easy just to jump on the ladder and pull that all the way through. So nice new sail track. The sail is going to go up and down so easily. It's really worth the upgrade on these non-suches, or well, on almost any sailboat. So turned out perfect.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, what's going on today?
Well, it's the return trip, Thursday return trip. It's time for the mast. I need the mast and the boom so I can hoist the sail, because it's a sailboat, not a motorboat. So we're out here on the property, and we're going to put it on the trailer and make a round trip.
It's a winter perch. It worked out great. You got a bunch of work done to it, so.
Well, I tell you, if you look at all the trees around here, every time that wind blowed, man, I got down on my knees and said my prayers.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we got a bunch of Skallywags to help us today, so let's put this thing on the trailer and tie her down.
Let's go sailing.
And go sailing. Love it.
Well, as sometimes happens, the cameras didn't quite catch the footage of all the students and Mike moving the mast onto the trailer and the boom, but we did tie it down and get it there. Big shout out to Northwest Rigging for letting us borrow that trailer and setting everything up so we could get the mast taken back downtown. The trailer was actually easier with a little tow dolly and human power to get it around all the trees and out pointed down the road the way we needed it behind the pickup truck. So it was a great day.
Just like that, today's the day. Stick back on. Get that bow sunk down a little lower where it's supposed to be, and a boat ride. Life is good.
We had a perfect boat ride over. Also, shout out Seattle Yachts. They provided the crane for us to put the mast back on home again. And so first step was just getting everything untied, getting the boat staged right there where we could work on it and where the crane could reach. The boom is the first thing to go on because you can't put it up and over the mast, and you certainly don't want to take it apart. So crucial step on these cat boats, not to forget, is to get the boom on. And look at the flat water. We had a perfect day for doing this. Not a ripple. Made it really nice. And took us 2 shots we had to fine tune it, but we got her picked up, tried to get the balance point as near as we could because make it easier on the crew. We had a tagline on the bottom end and smooth, just like that. We were taking it up in the air and swinging it in over and down onto the boat. Had this camera set up on top of the hardtop. It was a great perspective. You can see the boom sitting there in the old lines, and there comes the 55-foot mast. It's big, and slow and steady is the name of the game here. I think it was easier, putting it back on than taking it off. But there were still all the little details that we had to do. That's Art and I, instructor Art and Mike up there. We got our hard hats on, and we just was getting it staged and ready to go in. The big thing that we had to do was to make sure that the wires, the VHF wire and the masthead light and stuff, we didn't want to pinch any of those. It's pretty tight where it fits down through that collar because, of course, an unstayed mast, this thing has to go in just right. And then Mike had made some new hardwood blocks to center the mast into the hole. And of course, you need a person on deck, you need a person down below, get everything perpendicular so that it lands on the foot. And it's a little bit of a deal, but not bad as far as, putting something that giant back together. End of the day, wouldn't have done anything different. Turned out really, really nice.
Okay, Mr. Mike, here we are. Here we are.
Feeling good?
Feeling real good. If you take a look in front of me, we got a non-such with a stick.
Turn back into a sailboat.
Back into sailboat.
Almost. Now, put the boom wishbone, and then you can maybe bend on the mainsail.
Then we go sailing.
Then we're going off for our staff meeting.
Our traditional staff meeting.
Yeah.
Now, it's always the thought of, what did I forget?
Well, yeah.
But I think we got everything.
It didn't fall down while we were returning the trailer, so that's a good sign. Yeah, how tall is that? 45?
55.
55.
From the bottom to the top. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good thing you got a Beta diesel, because they ain't gonna sail today. We're gonna have to motor back to the home port. Then we had a nice motorboat ride back. Get another 45 minutes of runtime on the Beta. We went out and did a couple of circles, of course, and then back into the home port, into the marina, ready for the next step. Well, sure was a windy day, but we wanted to get that sail dropped in there, and we had a couple of extra sets of hands, so being though it's a stack pack, it's pretty easy to just drop the sail in and then unroll it, as long as you get it put in the right way, which we did in the first try. And so once we got it unrolled and laying in there, then the next morning when it was calm, Mike actually went down and adjusted it, put in the battens, hooked all the back cars up and stuff like that. So we are going to be ready to go sailing. Thanks for watching.